Have you ever wondered why some people walk into a room and instantly command attention, while others seem to fade into the background? Here's the interesting part. It has nothing to do with looks or the wealth they possess. It's all about the small habits they practice consistently, those seemingly simple things that create a huge impact. And trust me, these habits are so rare, you won't find them everywhere. Today, we're diving into 6 rare but incredibly powerful habits that can elevate your social status without requiring you to try too hard. Don't worry, I'm not here to tell you to become someone else or fake your way to success. What I'll share are strategies to help you become the best version of yourself, so you're not just respected, but admired. Get ready, because this journey isn't just about how others see you. It's about how you see yourself. Habit 1. Give genuine compliments. Compliments are like the unsung heroes of social interaction, a simple yet powerful tool that can instantly elevate your connections and social standing. But here's the catch. Not all compliments are created equal. Some hit the mark, leaving the recipient glowing with appreciation, while others fall flat, feeling more like a formality or worse, an attempt at manipulation. The difference lies in their authenticity, specificity, and timing. When done right, a genuine compliment not only uplifts the other person, but also subtly reinforces your own value as someone who notices and appreciates what truly matters. Let me share a personal experience to illustrate this. A few years ago, I worked alongside a colleague named Michael. He wasn't the type to dominate conversations or stand out in meetings, but there was something remarkable about how he managed team dynamics. Whenever tensions arose or deadlines loomed, Michael had this uncanny ability to keep everyone calm and focused, finding solutions without creating drama. After one particularly challenging week, I made a point of acknowledging this. I complimented his talent for managing conflicts so effectively that the team didn't even feel the strain of the pressure. I didn't think much of it at the time, but a few weeks later, Michael mentioned how that simple acknowledgement had motivated him to embrace his leadership role even more. What struck me was how something as small as a genuine compliment could have such a profound impact, not just on his confidence, but on how others viewed him too. This brings us to an essential principle. A compliment is not about filling silence or being polite. It's about paying attention and valuing what truly matters. It's easy to say, "Nice haircut," or "Good job," but these phrases are often generic and forgettable. Instead, a great compliment dives deeper, recognizing the specific qualities, efforts, or talents that set someone apart. For example, rather than simply saying, "That's a great presentation," try, "The way you structured your ideas made even the complex points easy to follow." It's not just words, it's a reflection of your attentiveness and thoughtfulness. But here's the mistake many people make: using compliments as currency to get something in return. Have you ever received a compliment that was immediately followed by a request? It feels disingenuous, right? That's because it is. Genuine compliments are given without expectation. They're not a strategy or a tool to manipulate, but an act of recognition that holds value in its purity. And then there's the other extreme, giving compliments too freely even when they aren't earned. While it's kind to encourage people, overdoing it diminishes the impact of your words. Compliments should carry weight, not feel like participation trophies handed out to everyone for simply showing up. The key is balance, saving your compliments for when they're truly deserved and meaningful. What makes a compliment even more powerful is its ripple effect. When you genuinely appreciate someone, you not only uplift them, but also create a positive association with yourself in their mind. You become the person who sees what others overlook, the person whose words carry weight because they are rare and thoughtful. Over time, this habit doesn't just enhance your relationships. It elevates how others perceive you as someone insightful, kind, and emotionally intelligent. Here's the deeper value. Compliments are not just for the recipient. They're a reflection of your ability to observe, appreciate, and connect. In a world where distractions dominate, taking the time to notice and articulate something meaningful sets you apart. It shows presence, care, and an awareness that's increasingly rare. So, here's a challenge for you. The next time you feel moved to compliment someone, pause and think. What is it about this person that's unique and deserving of acknowledgement? Then articulate it in a way that feels authentic and specific. Compliment their problem-solving skills, their creativity, or the effort they put into a task. Watch how their reaction transforms not only their day, but also your relationship with them. In the end, giving genuine compliments is about more than making someone feel good. It's about fostering a deeper sense of connection and respect. It's a habit that doesn't just raise your social status, but enriches the lives of those around you. And in doing so, it inevitably makes you someone people want to be around, listen to, and admire. 2. Own your mistakes fast. Owning your mistakes quickly is one of those underrated habits that can elevate your social standing more than you'd expect. It's not just about fixing an error, it's about demonstrating maturity, self-awareness, and an ability to handle pressure. Traits that people respect and admire. Yet many of us instinctively avoid taking responsibility, treating mistakes like a hot potato, passing the blame, or hoping no one notices. Spoiler alert, they always notice. And when you try to dodge accountability, you don't just lose respect, you chip away at the trust others have in you. Let me share a moment that hit this lesson home for me. A few years ago, I was tasked with organizing a community event. It seemed simple enough. Coordinate the venue, finalize the guest list, and confirm the catering. But somewhere along the line, I got the dates mixed up and sent invitations for the wrong day. By the time I realized the mistake, a few attendees had already shown up at the venue, confused and understandably frustrated. My first instinct was to blame the venue for the mix-up, or even pretend it wasn't entirely my fault. But then I caught myself. Instead of deflecting, I admitted my error immediately. I called those who had shown up, apologized sincerely, and made quick arrangements for a follow-up event. The result? Not only did people forgive me, but they also appreciated the way I handled the situation, even complimenting my efforts to make things right. What I learned was simple yet profound. People don't expect you to be perfect, they just want you to be honest. When you own up to a mistake promptly, you take control of the narrative. You don't give it time to grow into a bigger problem, or worse, let someone else bring it to light. Quick ownership also demonstrates confidence. Confidence in your ability to face setbacks head-on and fix them. This isn't just about damage control, it's about showing integrity, which in turn fosters trust. Avoiding responsibility, on the other hand, only magnifies the issue. It sends the message that you're unreliable, or worse, dishonest. And while you might think a well-crafted excuse can save you, the truth is that most people can see right through it. Blaming others, technology, or even the weather might buy you a momentary reprieve, but in the long run, it chips away at your credibility. Trust, once lost, is incredibly hard to regain. The power of owning your mistakes lies not only in salvaging your reputation, but also in setting a tone for those around you. When you're quick to admit fault, You create an environment where others feel safe doing the same. This fosters collaboration, openness, and mutual respect. Imagine working in a team where everyone is too afraid to admit mistakes. It's not just inefficient, it's toxic. By owning your errors, you encourage accountability, which is a cornerstone of any successful relationship, be it professional or personal. But let's not overdo it. There's a fine line between taking responsibility and turning every small mishap into a dramatic confession. Nobody wants to hear a 10-minute apology for a typo in an email. Acknowledge your mistake, outline your plan to fix it, and move forward. The quicker you address it, the less power the mistake has to overshadow your abilities. And don't forget to keep a sense of humor. Sometimes, a light-hearted approach to your error can make the situation less tense and show your resilience. Owning your mistakes isn't just a way to recover from a misstep. It's a powerful strategy for building respect. It shows that you're human, humble, and unafraid to be vulnerable. These qualities resonate with people because they make you relatable and trustworthy. In a world where many try to project perfection, being real stands out. When you admit your faults, you're not just salvaging the moment, you're building a legacy of integrity and reliability. So, here's your challenge. The next time you mess up, and let's be real, it will happen, don't dodge it. Don't wait for the perfect moment or concoct an elaborate excuse. Instead, own it quickly and confidently. Say, I made a mistake, and here's how I'm going to fix it. Then follow through. You'll be surprised at how much respect you earn, not just for fixing the mistake, but for having the courage to admit it in the first place. After all, mistakes don't define us. How we handle them does. 3. Learn people's names and use them. Learning and using people's names might sound like a small and insignificant habit, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful ways to elevate your social status. Let's face it, what's more valuable than the feeling of being recognized and addressed by your own name, especially in a world where most people don't even bother to remember? A name is not just a collection of syllables. It's a symbol of acknowledgement, value, and attention. You'd be surprised at how such a simple act can dramatically shift how people perceive you. A few years ago, I attended a large social gathering where everyone was busy introducing themselves and mingling. Amidst the chaos, one of my colleagues, Alex, stood out. He wasn't the loudest or the most charismatic person in the room, but he had a habit that made him instantly likable. Alex always remembered people's names. Not only that, he used them naturally in conversations, making others feel genuinely seen. When I met him, he repeated my name back to me during our introduction. A week later, we crossed paths again, and Alex greeted me by name. That small gesture made me feel noticed and valued, even in a crowd. Contrast that with another colleague who awkwardly asked, "Sorry, what was your name again?" Guess who left a lasting impression? Remembering and using someone's name isn't rocket science. It's a sign of attentiveness. When you recall someone's name, it shows that you've truly paid attention and value the interaction. It sounds simple, but it's rare. Most people are so caught up in what they'll say next that they forget the name of the person they just met. And it's in this common oversight that your opportunity lies. By making an effort to remember and use names meaningfully, you're not just connecting with people, you're demonstrating a quality that everyone admires: presence and mindfulness. Of course, as with any social skill, there's a fine line between doing it right and overdoing it. Overusing someone's name or using it in an awkward way can backfire. Nobody wants to feel like they're part of a rehearsal script. Instead, use their name at appropriate moments, like when you're emphasizing a point or wrapping up a conversation. This keeps it natural and genuine. This habit is especially effective in group settings, like meetings or discussions. Acknowledging someone's contribution by name, such as "Amanda's idea is fantastic," or "I agree with John's approach," not only personalizes the discussion, but also boosts your credibility. People will remember you as someone who creates a positive and inclusive atmosphere. So, why does this elevate your social status? Because those who make others feel important are always respected. When you make someone feel seen and valued, they naturally respond with admiration and goodwill. Remembering a name says, "You matter," and that simple gesture can leave a profound impact. How can you implement this effectively? When you meet someone for the first time, repeat their name during the conversation to help solidify it in your memory. If it's a unique or unfamiliar name, don't hesitate to ask for clarification or how to pronounce it correctly. When parting ways, use their name one more time to reinforce the connection. And if you forget their name, don't fake it. Be honest and ask again. Admitting that you're making an effort to remember shows genuine care and goes a long way in building trust. In conclusion, learning and using people's names is not just a basic communication skill. It's a powerful tool for building trust, credibility, and deeper connections. It doesn't require you to be the smartest or most charming person in the room, just the most attentive. Starting today, make it a point to remember the names of those you meet and watch how your relationships and interactions begin to transform. 4. Learn to tell a good story. Storytelling is one of the most overlooked yet powerful habits for raising your social status. We're not talking about lengthy, data-heavy monologues that no one wants to endure. This is about the art of storytelling, the kind that makes people feel like they're right there in the moment with you, living through the emotions you're sharing. If you know how to tell a good story, you won't just grab attention. You'll earn respect and leave a lasting impression. Let me share a small story of my own. Once, at a family gathering, I was asked to recount a memorable moment from my life. I chose to talk about the day I tried teaching my 5-year-old nephew how to ride a bike. Sounds ordinary, right? But instead of just saying, "He finally learned to ride," I described the moment he careened straight into a rosebush because I forgot to teach him how to brake. I painted the picture, my panic as I sprinted after him, his high-pitched scream and the pop sound of his tire going flat from the thorns. The result? Everyone burst out laughing, and to this day they bring up that story at every family event. Why? Because I didn't just recount the event. I brought it to life with emotion, vivid details, and a dash of humor. Here's the first lesson. A great story isn't about the scale of the event. It's about how you make it memorable. How you describe it, the emotions you convey, and the climax you build are what create the magic. Don't just tell stories as a dry list of facts. Instead, highlight the quirky, unique moments. There's a huge difference between saying, "I went fishing," and saying, "I almost lost my fishing rod when a fish pulled so hard it knocked me into the water." The second lesson. Storytelling is a powerful tool for connection. When you tell a story, you're inviting the listener into your world. This isn't just about you. It's about saying, "Have you ever felt this way? Can you relate to this?" That empathy is what makes your story captivating and memorable. People don't remember statistics or facts you list off, but they'll never forget how you made them feel while sharing your story. Finally, remember that storytelling isn't just entertainment. It's a way to show confidence. Great storytellers are often seen as interesting, trustworthy, and intelligent. They know how to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, making others feel at ease and connected to them. These qualities elevate your social status. you're not just the storyteller. You become the person everyone wants to listen to. Start small. Practice recounting a simple moment from your day. Focus on the interesting details, add a touch of humor or emotion, and try telling it to a friend. You'll notice the difference immediately. A great story doesn't just make people remember you, it helps you build relationships, respect, and even influence in your community. 5. Laugh, but don't overdo it. Laughter is a universal language, a magical gift that bridges the emotional gaps between people. It creates a sense of belonging, ease, and connection. But here's the thing, not all laughter lands the way you want it to. Laughing too much or at the wrong moment can backfire, leaving a less than stellar impression. It's one of those social habits that, when misused, can quietly diminish your presence in a room. Let me tell you about an experience I had that highlights this perfectly. A few years ago, I attended a high school reunion. Among the crowd was an old friend, Peter, who had always been the life of the party. Peter had a habit of laughing at just about everything, from mildly amusing anecdotes to completely unfunny comments. At first, it seemed charming, even disarming. But as the evening progressed, something shifted. His constant laughter began to feel forced, even awkward. People around him started exchanging glances, unsure of how to respond. By the end of the night, Peter's laughter didn't feel like a bridge. It felt like a wall. Instead of making connections, he ended up alienating himself. This moment stuck with me because it demonstrated a simple yet profound truth. Laughter is only meaningful when it's genuine. Overuse it, and you risk losing the weight and authenticity of what makes laughter so powerful. When you laugh at everything, no matter how trivial or inappropriate, you dilute its impact. It starts to feel like a reflex rather than a response, and people can sense that. Worse, it may come across as insincere or even desperate for approval. Conversely, not laughing enough can make you seem aloof or cold, creating a barrier that's just as challenging to overcome. The key lies in balance. Not every moment deserves laughter. Sometimes, staying silent speaks louder than any chuckle ever could. I learned this firsthand during a family gathering last year. One of my uncles, known for his wildly offbeat sense of humor, shared a story that left me baffled. It wasn't offensive, just baffling. While others chuckled politely to fill the awkward silence, I chose to stay quiet. I listened, but didn't force a reaction. Later that evening, my uncle pulled me aside and surprised me with his gratitude. He appreciated that I hadn't laughed just to appease him. It made him feel seen in a way polite laughter never could. That moment taught me something important. Laughter isn't just about connection. It's about integrity. So how do you make your laughter count? First, reserve it for the moments that genuinely bring you joy. Authentic laughter resonates deeply with people and makes those moments memorable. Second, know when not to laugh. If a joke is inappropriate or mean-spirited, silence can be a powerful response that sets boundaries without confrontation. Finally, learn to laugh at yourself. There's nothing more relatable or endearing than someone who can find humor in their own quirks. But like all things, moderation is key. Overdoing self-deprecation can quickly shift from charming to uncomfortable. Ultimately, laughter isn't just a reaction, it's a reflection of who you are. When used thoughtfully, it signals confidence, emotional intelligence, and authenticity. It tells the world that you're present, engaged, and genuine. This authenticity is magnetic, drawing people in and leaving a lasting impression that no forced chuckle ever could. So the next time you find yourself in a social setting, Think about how and when you laugh. Make it intentional, meaningful, and true to yourself. You'll not only connect better with those around you, but also earn a level of respect that goes beyond words. 6. Have opinions, but don't be a jerk about it. Having opinions is like carrying a double-edged sword. On one side, it can make you seem confident, intelligent, and worthy of respect. On the other side, it can cut down your reputation faster than you can say, "I was just being honest," if you wield it like a blunt instrument. The trick is simple. Have opinions, but don't be a jerk about them. In today's world, where everyone has a platform to scream their views, knowing how to express your thoughts with grace and tact isn't just a nice to have. It's a rare skill that elevates your social status. A few years ago, I was at a friend's dinner party where debates flowed as freely as the wine. There were two standout guests. One, let's call him Tim, had an opinion on everything and delivered it with all the subtlety of a sledgehammer. Tim didn't just disagree, he made it his mission to ensure everyone knew they were wrong and he was right. Then there was another guest, Amanda, who also had strong opinions. But Amanda had a knack for listening first, then offering her perspective with thoughtful reasoning. She even managed to find common ground before presenting her contrasting view. By the end of the night, Amanda had everyone engaged in meaningful conversation, while Tim, well, let's just say he left with a lot of unfinished drinks and a reputation for being exhausting. The difference between Amanda and Tim isn't just their approach, it's their emotional intelligence. Having opinions doesn't mean dominating the room or shutting others down. It's about contributing to the conversation in a way that adds value and shows respect for others' perspectives. People admire someone who stands by their beliefs but doesn't make it a personal crusade to convert everyone else. This isn't about being a pushover either. Sharing your opinions is essential because it demonstrates confidence and individuality. Nobody remembers the person who just nods along with whatever everyone else says. But your opinions should be a tool for connection, not conflict. If someone disagrees with you, listen. Validate their perspective before you counter it. This isn't just about being nice. It's about showing that you value dialogue over dominance. Another crucial element is timing. Not every moment calls for your thoughts on politics, pineapple on pizza, or the best way to load a dishwasher. There's wisdom in knowing when to share and when to keep quiet. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful statement you can make, especially when the room is already charged with tension. Let's not forget delivery. Your tone and choice of words matter. A strong opinion delivered with humor or humility lands much better than one laced with arrogance. Saying something like, "I see it differently and here's why," creates a bridge. Saying, "That's ridiculous, let me tell you the real story," sets it on fire. Why does this habit elevate your social status? Because people gravitate towards those who can balance confidence with kindness. When you can express your thoughts without belittling others, you project maturity and emotional intelligence, two traits that command respect. Being opinionated when done right makes you stand out as someone who's engaged, thoughtful, and worth listening to. Here's how to start mastering this balance. First, identify what you genuinely believe in. Empty opinions are just noise, so speak about things that matter to you and that you understand. Second, practice active listening. People respect you more when they feel heard, even if you don't agree with them. Third, be willing to change your stance if presented with new information. Admitting you were wrong doesn't weaken you. It makes you relatable and human. In conclusion, having opinions is a powerful way to show who you are and what you stand for. But the real magic lies in how you share them. The goal isn't to win every argument or make everyone agree with you. It's to contribute meaningfully to conversations and build deeper connections. When you master the art of expressing your views with respect and tact, you not only raise your social status, but also leave people looking forward to the next time they hear what you have to say. All right, everyone, we've reached the end of this incredible journey. But let's be clear, this wasn't just another conversation about leveling up your social status. This was about redefining it. It's not about flashy tricks or bragging on social media. It's about creating real connections, building a presence that others can feel, and showing up as your most authentic, intentional self every single day. But here's the truth. None of what we discussed will matter if you don't put it into action. So, let me ask you, what's one thing you're willing to try starting today? Maybe it's remembering names, owning up to your mistakes, or simply daring to share your opinions without the fear of judgment. Pick one thing, just one, and let it make a difference. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't worry, this is a judgment-free zone, unless we're talking about pineapple on pizza. Kidding, you do you. If you found even a nugget of wisdom or just had a good laugh today, do me a small favor. Hit that like button. Seriously, it's free, it helps the channel, and let's be honest, it's like giving me a virtual high five. Don't stop there. Share this video with someone you know who could use a little social upgrade. Someone who still calls everyone buddy because they can't remember names. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Send this their way. You might just save their social life. But here's the takeaway I hope sticks with you. Social status isn't about how many followers you have or how loud you are in a room. It's about how you make people feel when they're around you. Do they feel seen? Do they feel respected? Do they leave thinking, that person really has something special? That's the kind of impact we should all aim for. And remember, none of us are perfect at this. I'm not. I'm still learning, still making mistakes, still growing. But that's the beauty of it. Status isn't static. It's something you shape every day through your words, your actions, and how you show up for others. If you want to keep leveling up, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and join this amazing community of curious, motivated, and slightly quirky individuals who are all about growing together. And hey, if you've got ideas for future topics, life tips, or even those weird questions you're too afraid to Google, drop them in the comments. Your suggestions fuel this channel, and honestly, some of my best content comes straight from you. Before I go, let me leave you with one final thought. Every interaction you have is an opportunity to make someone's day just a little brighter. A smile, a kind word, remembering their name, these small actions don't just elevate your social status, they ripple outward, creating a better world. Corny, maybe? True? Absolutely. So go out there, be bold, be kind, and never be afraid to be yourself. The world doesn't need another copy, it needs you. And don't forget to laugh a little along the way, because life's too short to take everything so seriously. Thank you for spending your time with me today. You are amazing, you are capable, and just by being here, you've already taken a step forward. I'll see you in the next video. Stay awesome, stay curious, and as always, stay at peace with no regrets. If you are new here, please like the video, and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel. So if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell.